So I want to introduce you to the Narex firmer chisels. As you can see, these look a little different than the standard bevel edge chisel, like this one that you see in most shops or that are available in most specialty woodworking shops or even big box stores. But these chisels have been around longer than any other chisel. I mean, these were the original chisel that they used to make, and they used to carve away the majority of the work, actually form the work with these. And so their name originally was called the former chisels. And over time, that name evolved into firmer chisels. So if you take a look at an old Narex catalog, you'll see here, this is from 1919. They have one page dedicated to bevel edge chisels. And then they have 4 pages dedicated, or 4 different styles. There's one here. There's a one here. Another one down here. And finally another one. There's a whole page here dedicated to firmer chisels. So firmer chisels were probably the most popular type of chisel in days gone by. So what makes a firmer chisel unique is, first of all, it has blades a little thicker. The sides are ground parallel. The sides are ground at 90 degrees as opposed to the bevels that are ground on a bevel edge chisel. And then the cutting edge is ground at 25 degrees. So these chisels are great for general paring work, for just general chisel work around the bench, but they also are really good for creating square mortises like this one here. This mortise was created with a firmer chisel, and I used a pairing guide, and I actually paired through halfway through from one direction and halfway through from another direction. But I got almost no deflection from these, which if I'd been using a bevel edge chisel, there might have been some deflection. But see, look at that. Now that mortise is perfect. This tenon slides right in there. The tenon is a little not as long as it needs to be, but the width is perfect. So this was done with a firmer chisel. I couldn't have done this with a bevel edge chisel. I also created this big square mortise here in this piece of poplar. It's just 3/4 work, but I created this square mortise, and look how that thing fits. It fits perfect. So I was able to get nice square sides and nice crisp corners with the firmer chisel. And so, because what happens sometimes with the bevel edge chisel is that the sharp corner here can bruise the corners of square mortises. So like if you look here, I did this with a bevel edge chisel, and the corner of the chisel bruised that corner. So if this was a show face, that would stick out. So firmer chisels have a really great place in the shop. They can take heavy mallet blows. You could actually cut mortises with these things and pry out the waste with no problem. So these are made by Narex. It's a firm in the Czech Republic. They use their own proprietary chrome manganese steel. They harden it to Rockwell 59. They put these really heavy duty hornbeam handles here. These things can take a beating. I would caution you though, don't hit these with anything except a wooden mallet. If you were to use a steel mallet or anything, you could split them, but these will take a beating and last for years. They also have a solid brass ferrule here. So it's a really great set. Personally, I own 2 sets of chisels. I have my bevel edge chisels for doing dovetails and for when I want to do like butterfly keys and tabletops where I need to get in tight spaces. But then I have a set of these firmer chisels for when I need to do some beating or when I want to do square mortises like I did in this one yesterday and that square mortise. So check out the firmer chisels from Narex at taytools.com.